and any money problem you faced before.
Every month. Well, I'm a student for now, but I earn, but I don't really earn much. So, but I can't really
Okay.
say how much I earn because how will I say it now? I'm a screen printer, so, but
Okay.
work does not come in every time. So just like a part of it. But most times I save up to like 70% of what I earn. And
Wow, wow,
I'm also
wow,
into crypto. So
wow. That's amazing.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. I can see Ohis is raising his hand. I think his network is back now. Kindly unmute yourself, Ohis, and talk.
Okay, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So my name is pronounced Ohis Ojefu. I'm from Edo State, a freelancer. All I do,
okay,
I write and I program. Hello.
Okay, so that means you're a programmer. Okay. So, do you have a record of how much you earn every month? Oh, he's
Okay. Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yeah, sure.
An estimate will be between $500 to about 800 per month. Sometimes it varies.
Okay.
It varies.
Okay.
I work on freelance.
That's good. So, how much are you able to save
It's not
every month?
steady. Within 500, at least most times, within 300 minimum per month.
Okay.
Then it's 100, 1,000. I mean.
So, how much are you able to save every month?
I think we lost him again. Right? Okay, you hear him from your end?
No.
All right, good. Just to save our time, we've actually gotten information. Olajide Ajibade just joined us. Olajide, where are you joining from? Kindly unmute your mic and tell us where you're joining from. Thank you.
Good evening. Yeah,
Oh wow, the network kicked him off. All right, just drop it in the chat box. We'll come back to you Olajide. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you to everyone who has introduced themselves. Thank you to everyone who had mentioned their challenges with money. Thank you to everyone who had explained how they've been earning, how much they've earned. We are going to touch every part of this explanation. Olajide joined from Ogbomoso or your state. Thank you so much for joining us. Now we are going to touch every of these aspects. Like I do tell people, you are not doing some things. Why? Because you do not know some things. You are not at fault. It isn't your fault. Information fly every day, but not everybody have access to it. Now, if we could take record of how much we spend on just our data every single day, every single week, for someone like Feromi, I think he's still here. Yeah, someone like Feromi who said he's still a student and don't know how much he earns monthly. If you take record of how much you spend on your data alone, you will find out that in a month you could become a millionaire, if not a billionaire. That sounds very funny, but it's very true. Yeah, but for this reason, we are going to just proceed straight to the main discussion, the main topic of our discussion today. Mind you, for everyone who stays with us from the beginning to the end, we have amazing bonuses we are going to be giving out. Bonuses worth over 205,000 naira. That's over $500 for those who know the rate. It's more than $500. If you stay with us to the end, you will have access to each and every one of these bonuses. So kindly stick around and pick as much information as possible. Now I'll be sharing my screen again so that we are going to trash some aspects that might have given us reasons not to be able to give account of how much we spend in a month, or might have given us reasons not to be able to save as much as possible, or might have given us reason to fall victims of things we call Ponzi schemes, just like, what's her name? I can't remember the name of the lady that spoke about Ponzi schemes. I think Adishola or something, yeah. So we are going to understand more of these things. We can see more people joining. I can see Oluwatobi, I can see Faith Mark, I can see Joseph Longe. Thank you so much for joining us. Kindly write in the chat box where you are joining from and your full name. Thank you so much. Another thing we should notice is that this meeting is being recorded. It is being recorded. So after the meeting, you might have access to the recording, but we are not promising to give it out for free. We will see to that later. Thank you. So I'll be sharing my screen again so we could continue from there. If you are picking things from this meeting, kindly comment in the chat box. We want the meeting to be as lively as possible. I can see up to 48 comments already. Let us see your comment if you are picking information from this meeting. We are going straight to the point, the business of the day, my experience with spending, understanding the 50-30 rule of savings. Over the years, I'm very sure most of us have heard the word saving, saving, saving. Do not spend all what you earn. Do not spend all what you earn. A farmer does not eat the whole of his seed. I had to turn off my video so that we'll concentrate on the slide. Do not spend as much, or do not spend everything you earn. What is savings? Most of us might understand it in the layman term. Most of us might understand it as much as we taught in secondary school or thereabout. But bringing it to the real life experience, what do we see as savings? Savings are incomes not spent or called deferred consumption. Savings are those incomes that are kept aside that are not spent. You have made ₦1 million. Some people feel they have landed. You are not a millionaire because you have ₦1 million. You are a millionaire because you have a revolving wealth fund. Somebody should take note of that word, revolving wealth fund. Can I see it in the chat box? Revolving wealth fund. You are a millionaire only when you are sure of having a revolving wealth fund. What is a revolving wealth fund? A revolving wealth fund is that amount of money that no matter what is happening, no matter what wants to happen to you, no matter how bad things are becoming, you can fall back to this amount of money to always need to provide more money for yourself over and over again. That is what we call what? A revolving wealth fund. If you can't boast of having something like that, you are not qualified to be called a millionaire. If you cannot boast of having a revolving wealth fund somewhere, you are not what? Qualified to be called a millionaire. Now, let me come back to my experience. I said earlier that there were times when I made ₦1 million. When I made my first million, I felt I was a millionaire. In fact, I was finding myself a millionaire. I started spending. Before I knew it, 1 million turned to 900,000. I'm back to a thousandaire. Before I knew it, the 900,000 turned back to what? 850. That way, before I knew it, the whole money went down the drain. And I could not give account of ₦1 from the whole 1 million I made. It is very, very painful when you've made a lot of money and you know, yes, I've made money. And you are looking back, there are expenses here and there, you can't put the bills. Why? Because you mismanaged your funds. So we are going to go into how I was able to control all of this, how even my wife helped out in controlling all of this. All of these are going to be discussed and why I had to take advantage of that aspect of her own strength over my weaknesses. We would explain all of this. So what's the 50-30 rule? Now, if we do our math very well, if you have the calculator there, 50 plus 30 is equals to 80. 80 plus 20 is equals to 100. You are giving us what? 100% of whatever income you've made. Now, mind you, as a business person, be it an entrepreneur, an employee, a self-employed, or an employer of labor, there is what we call business capital. I do not advise anybody to regard your business capital as your personal money. It is never your personal money, only if you want to run dry or if you want to run out of business. Your capital is for your business. Your capital is a fixed asset. It's always there for your business. Now, your 100% I'm talking about, where we have the 50-30 rule of savings applied on, is whatever profit generated from your capital. Let's be more practical. We have 100,000 naira as our capital. 100,000 naira has given you a profit of say about 50,000 naira, right? 100,000 is not your money at that point. 100,000 is for your business. If you feel because you've made 50,000 out of 100,000 you invested, you are now having 150,000 naira, you feel you are now rich with 150,000 naira and you spend that money, you are going to run out of business. You won't be able to multiply the money anymore. So your 100,000 is out of the game. What you are having now is just 50,000 naira. From your 50,000 naira, we are now going into the 50-30-20 rule. What does this stand for? Out of the 100% of your profits, you are going to divide it into 3 aspects. Number 1 aspect, which is the 50, that 50 goes in basically to what we call your investments. 30 goes in for your needs. Sorry about that. Let's break it down again. Your 50, 30, and 20 rule. Your 50 on its own, I made mention of investment, that covers your needs. Your 30 goes into your wants, and your 20 goes into your savings. Let's take it again. From the 100% profit you've made, you are breaking it into 50, 30, 20. 50 is going into your needs, 30 is going into your wants, and 20 is going into your what? Is going into your savings. Now, why is 50 going for needs, and what are needs? Needs are things you can't do without. Needs are those basic amenities you cannot do without, no matter how bad things want to become. Needs are those things you cannot do without. Your shelter, your feeding, your clothing. Those things are the basic amenities of life that you cannot do without. The next aspect, which is the 30, is your want, or are your wants. Wants are miscellaneous. Most of those your cravings. I want to take ice cream today. I want to go for this. I want to go for that. Those are your wants. Those things help you to live. You just use those to do what? To suit your cravings. Why the 20% are for your savings? What is the responsibility of savings? For the purpose of this meeting tonight, we are going to be looking more into the savings, because the savings alone is what is going to help you build a continuous fund that would help you increase your capital. Remember, your capital is somewhere. Remember, your business is still alive. Remember, your business needs to breathe. Remember, your business needs fuel to live. So for you to get that fuel, in your business, you need to allocate your profits, no matter how little it is. There needs to be an allocation from your profit to add up to the capital of your business, to boost your business from point A to point B. Are we getting my point? If you are following, let me see it in the chat box. Right answer, right answer. If you are following, please drop that in the chat box. Now let me take that again. Understanding the 50-30-20 rule. I said the 50 covers what? Your needs. Needs are the basic amenities, things you cannot do anything. You can't do without, rather, things you cannot do without. Number 2, the 30% covers what? Your wants. That wants are those aspects. The wants are the aspects that suits your cravings. You wake up in the morning and what you feel like doing is just to sleep on the bed and lick ice cream. If your want can cover that, feel free to lick ice cream. But if your want is not enough for it, do not be tempted to touch your needs. Do not be tempted to touch your savings. I will give you reasons for that. The 20 aspect now covers what? Your savings. Now, if we could analyze how much we've made from January till now, I'm very sure most of us cannot keep a track record of it. Most of us, because of just these rules, because we didn't know anything about these rules, we have made a lot of money, but we don't know how to give account of it. If we were able to give account of how much we spent, take for instance, you have 50 out for your needs, you'll be sure that you have covered in the basic amenities of life as much as you can. Doesn't mean you are going to suit the whole beast immediately. If money is enough for it, you've broken it down 50, 30, and 20. If your 50 for needs is enough for these needs at the time, you have sorted out that aspect. The 30 is enough for your want, you have sorted out that aspect, and the 20 for your savings, you have sorted it out. Now, with this little principle, you will see reasons why you shouldn't meddle with the money you are supposed to use for your needs and use it to suit your wants. And the money for your savings, you are using it for your needs or for your wants. This way, you'll be able to give account of your spending, no matter how little it is. We are going to see how we can manage all of this. Now, let's go straight to the benefits of savings. Number one benefit of savings, remember I made mention of the fact that we are looking basically into savings because savings is the fuel that helps your business to move from point A to point B. Without savings, your business will continue to lag behind. No be swear, no be curse. Nobody is wishing you bad. But if you don't have this ability, you don't have this skill to save as little as possible, you would be missing out of a lot of opportunities. Before I continue, let me share a story with you. There's a story of a young guy. This young guy was still in the secondary school then. While in secondary school, he had a habit of, no matter how much the parents gave to him, he would keep that money in his pocket and trek to school. He treks as much as possible. He's a young guy, so it's not bad to trek. While trekking, he's saving the money for his transport. Whenever he's trekking, how much it is, no matter how much he's giving, he saves it, he keeps it somewhere. Now, along the line, while in school, from JSS1, JSS2, JSS3, he inculcated this habit because he learned it from his father. Imagine the type of training he grew up with right from small. So he kept on living that way, and he was saving that money, disciplined about it. He kept on saving continuously. Now we got to the point when he got to the senior secondary school, that was SS2, SS3, an opportunity came in. Now this opportunity was for what we call a wealth fund. This fund was brought by the school board, probably the principal or something. They just came up with this opportunity and said, you guys are finishing, you're about to leave school. It was an opportunity to go to a good school where they share opportunities of money making and all of those things. So they were about to graduate from school and this opportunity came knocking. Most of his mates could not grab the opportunity because they had nothing. Imagine being in a big school where your parents can afford the fee and they are still giving you extra fee. Most children, you won't blame them. They will feel they are relaxed because my dad has the money, my mom has the money. So whatever I need is at my beck and call. I can always get it. But this young man was always saving that little money his parents were giving to him. Immediately he was finishing from school, writing his final papers, he took advantage of the opportunity that came knocking. While others were looking for how to move to the university and the rest, he was also pursuing the university, but he already had a business running based on the fact that he had his savings and he was disciplined about that. I don't know if anybody is getting my point. So before you can be able to place an amount aside, you must have been able to build yourself, your self-discipline, to speak to your subconscious mind of the need for savings. It is as necessary as the air you breathe. Why? Because that is what moves you from point A to point B in the financial ladder. Now, let's move straight to the benefit of savings. Number one, financial independence. Number one is what? Financial independence. Every one of us here understands what that means. Being financially independent, that is the ability to get whatever it is you want that have been hindered before by money. So if you were unable to buy this today because you had a good sum of savings, you would be able to buy it tomorrow when your money gets to that level. And that way you are growing to a level of what we call financial independence. We are going straight to the next benefit. Help in emergencies. That is the world we live in. That is the life we live in. We can't predict our next move. We do not know what will happen to us in the next few minutes. Imagine you just wake up in the morning. Let's say, for instance, you made a profit in your business overnight and your profit was here about $500, $1,000, and you didn't know what we call savings. You don't know about savings. You could not remove even a naira to keep aside somewhere in case of necessities. And something happens to you the next day. Something that needs you to be in the hospital. Something that needs you to take care of your loved one. Nobody prays for it, but it happens. That is the reality of life. Where do you fall back to? That is why you need the savings to always be available. That is why your savings, it's very, very necessary. The next point is what? A caution against sudden job loss. For those of us who For those of us who are working, those of us who are employees, those of us who work under somebody, if, for instance, something happens and you lose your job, for the fact that you have your savings somewhere, no matter how little, you'll be able to sustain yourself before you get the next job, or you'll be able to use your savings to create an opportunity for yourself. So that's the next benefit of your savings. If I'm being too fast, kindly draw my attention to it in the chat box. I'll take it little by little so that we can all grab something from here. So before we continue, do we have anyone who has a contribution or something? Any contribution? If you do, kindly unmute your mics and just speak. I thought it's going to be a very interactive session. Are we all following? If you are following, let me just hear someone say yes, sir. Unmute your mic and say yes, sir, if you are following.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes, sir.
amazing.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Yes,
good,
yes, sir.
good. Yeah, let's continue then. Let's continue just to save time. Now, the next benefit of savings, it helps you to be prepared for change of circumstances. Similar to what I explained about the job loss. This time, it might not be your job. It might be something else that just happens. And the world has been built in such a way that you cannot just move freely if you do not have money. Without money, you are almost seen as lifeless, because whatever you need in this life, you need money to back it up. And for you to get that money, you don't need to spend everything you earn. You need to have articulated some amount of money, kept it somewhere in case of necessities. There are always circumstances in life that needs you to fund it. So another benefit for your savings is what? It prepares you for change of circumstances. Now, the next one is comfort in retirement. I'm not sure any of us is preparing for retirement yet, but this is one basic aspect when it comes to savings. No matter how many years you work for, there are people, you can bear me witness of that. There are people who have worked all their life, 35 years, 40 years, 50 years, and they're about to retire. What do? They are retiring to put their hopes on what we call pension. And now, because we are Nigerians, most of us, I'm very sure every one of us in this meeting today are Nigerians. We know how the system is, we know how the economy is. Our pensions are not guaranteed. For whoever it is that is putting their hopes in pension, it's just the spoiler alert. No matter the promises you have, you don't have a full guarantee of your pension being paid to you. But the guarantee you have is what is in the money you've been able to keep aside in preparation for the time when you retire. So it is not too late to start. You can start saving up from now for your retirement. Nobody is growing younger. Nobody is praying you remain the same age over and over again. We prepare for the future. We prepare for the future's sake. As much as you are preparing your financial, your physical health, you are preparing your spiritual health, it is necessary for you to prepare your financial health also, because money makes the world go round. It's just the bitter truth. If you tell me money is not good, you will tell me how much you've made first before you can prove to me that that money is not good. Do you understand? Now, comfort in retirement is still the same thing like I've been explaining. And now your savings also helps you to limit debts. Your savings does what? It helps you to limit debts. No matter what it is, if you know you can't, your need, that's why the 50-30-20 rule comes in. If the money for your need is not enough to touch whatever it is you want to get, or the money for your wants is not enough to touch whatever it is you want to get, try as much as possible to avoid it so you will not get yourself into the position where you'll be at debt. Your savings would help you to, as much as possible, do what? Limit your debt. It's very, very true that it's almost impossible to live without debt. When you are starting off as a business person, you are starting, you've not gotten to the level of Jeff Bezos and the rest. It is very, very agreeable that it is almost impossible to stay off debt, but it can be limited as much as possible. So your savings helps you to do what? To limit debts. The next point is what? Ability to exploit opportunities as they come. Your savings helps you to do what? Exploit opportunities as they come. Remember the story of the guy I made mention of earlier. If he hadn't that savings somewhere, if he didn't have that money kept somewhere as savings, when the opportunities came knocking, or when the opportunities comes knocking, you won't be able to exploit it. And while we were in secondary school, then we always thought these things, opportunities comes but once. Doesn't mean we don't get ourselves to positions of several opportunities. But if an opportunity is being thrown at your face and you don't grab it immediately, there are every chances that it will go and you might not get it immediately. You have to wait a long while for another opportunity to come. So your savings helps you to do what? Exploit opportunities as they come. Now, before we continue, I don't know if you have questions about all of this. Kindly take notes. Write down your questions. We will have a session for that where we'll just take in few questions. Now, the next on our list is what? How to save consistently. How to save consistently. That is where the discipline comes in. It is very, very difficult for you to hold money in your hands. And what you're having in mind is to do what? To save it somewhere. As long as the money is there, it is tempting for you to spend it immediately. Most people make money just to spend it. As much as you are making, it's very, very possible for you to be spending as much as you made until you know how to save consistently, until you are ready to discipline yourself enough to save consistently. So now the first on the list is have a budget and stick to it. No matter how bad things want to be, no matter whatever it is that is tempting you, when you have created a budget for yourself, this life is actually a personal race, no matter how you want to see it. It is a personal race. There are temptations everywhere. There are things that are always calling you to spend money. Because your friend is doing this, peer pressure is involved. You want to just spend this money. But when you have that habit of creating a budget for yourself, when you have the habit of writing down what it is you want within a period of time, you would for no reason put your hands in the money you are setting aside for your budget. Take, for instance, you want to buy a car, if that is what is necessary for you at that point. I'm very, very sure that you will do all what it takes to ensure the money for your car is complete without you touching it. So when you are creating a budget for yourself, you have what we call a scale of priority. What works best for you at this time? If you do this, it leads to the next one, from the next one to the next one, and that's how it continues. That way, you've created a budget for yourself and you control the expenses you make in a week, in a day, in a month, and that's how it continues. The next is have a plan or a goal. Like I made mention earlier, take for instance, your goal is to buy a car. Or let's leave the car out of it now because the car might be a liability for some people. Cars are not bad, but it depends on the need or the necessity at that moment. Let's take for instance, you are working on creating a revolving wealth fund, like I said earlier. Now, your revolving wealth fund, you have a target. Your goal is to have nothing less than 10 million naira in your account before the end of the year. 10 million naira, by the time you sit down and do your calculation, you know how much you make in a month and a rough estimate. You are removing, even if it's just that 20% of the amount that comes into your account, and you are keeping it continuously because of this goal. No matter how long it takes, you will always want to ensure that that money is intact because you are building something deliberately. So that is another way to save consistently. The third is align your life with your goal. Aligning your life is now telling your subconscious mind that you are telling your subconscious mind this time around that this is how much I'm making. No matter how much comes into my account, this is the only amount I have to spend for myself. This is the only amount I have to spend on any other thing. This is the only amount I have to spend out of my savings. Like once I have my savings intact, I'm not going to touch it until it gets to so point. So now you are aligning your life with that goal. The goal of your savings, for instance, is the 10 million. Until this money gets to 10 million, I'm not going to touch it. That is another way to save consistently. That way, you will always want to keep money down until it gets to that level. Now, the next point is what? Begin by paying yourself first. Begin by paying yourself first. What do we mean by paying yourself? Now, do you know in life, we basically live and we work, we hustle just to take care of others. You don't work just for yourself. That's how the world has been built. Why do I say so? You're working to take care of others. By the time you make your money, remember, number one, for those who pay rent, you are going to pay rent. Your rent money is not for you. You are giving the money to your landlord. Number two, you are going to buy food to eat, right? Yes, we know you are buying the food and you are going to eat it. It's for you. Yes, it's good. But you are paying somebody else who opened the business of what? Selling foodstuffs. So you have paid somebody else. Now, the next thing, probably for those who pay for light and all of those things, you are giving out the money again. It's someone else's money. So if you are taking it seriously, as serious as possible, for you to always buy food in your house, pay somebody to give you food, it is good. You are taking it serious for you to always pay your rent, it is good. What now happens if you take it serious for you to pay yourself? Since you have been giving people money, it's not just about the food you are keeping inside. Yes, the food you eat it is good for your health. But as much as you give out for food, give yourself also, so that you can create a business that will make people give to you also. Someone created a business for food, and that's why you can give him the money and get the food. If you create that business and someone is giving it to you also, you are being paid by those persons. But before you can get to that level, you have cultivated that habit of doing what? Of paying yourself first. So by paying yourself, what happens? We are talking about your savings. When you have it at the back of your mind that I have to pay myself, I don't need to shoot myself on the leg. No matter how difficult things want to be, I myself am a human. I need to pay myself. They are holding me on my neck. You need to pay my rent. You need to pay this. You need to pay that. If the money is not enough for the rent and you have enough for your savings, I would rather choose the savings than to pay that rent, because when you pay the rent, the money has gone. But when you save, you could get more than enough to pay the rent and still have something left in your savings account. I don't know if anybody is understanding my point. If you just understood what I said, kindly write it in the chat box. Let me know you understood. Just write, I understand. Write it in the chat box while we continue. Now, the next on the list is what we call save automatically. Save automatically. Thank God for what we call piggy vest in Nigeria today. Piggy vest has an opportunity for you to be able to save. I'm not advertising piggy vest, but I'm just using that as an example. For you to save automatically every month, you could save, okay, say per month, remove so amount from my account every month. So on so date, so amount is leaving my account to so bank, to my piggy vest account. Aside from piggy vest, we have some savings accounts in the bank. Some banks do that. Before you make your decision, you should do your due diligence to know the particular bank you can open a savings account with, because some banks are there to just remove charges continuously. You shouldn't save where your money is being reduced. If you want to save in the bank, ensure the bank doesn't deduct charges or doesn't deduct charges from your savings. I don't know if you understand, but if there is a need for you to save outside the bank, there is somewhere else you know you are going to be saving, no matter how difficult things are for you. This place, whether I forget or I remember, something takes out my money from me just for savings. Something like piggy vest. Yes, someone said, Olamide said, piggy vest is saver. That's amazing. You keep that aside also. I, for one, I do some things like I said earlier, I love using myself as an example. What I do is this. Based on the fact that I know my expenses are much, responsibilities are there, I need to do this, I need to do that. There is a habit I cultivated. When I started, I made mention of my wife earlier. I want to use that as an example now. Now, I know she's better when it comes to spending than I am. She knows how to calculate better. That brings us to be able to talk about accountability. If you know you are not ready, for those who are married in here, for those who have partners in here, or probably your married partner, your brother, your sister, whoever it is advisable you have an accountability partner if you know you have a weakness with your spending. What does the accountability partner do? Like I was saying earlier with my wife, when I make money, no matter how much I'm making today, I hardly spend from that money until we have calculated as much as possible. She will take record for me as my bank manager. She will take the record. She will put some amount in her account. Those that don't go to the ones that don't go to piggy vest, she puts it in her account, and we are calculating little by little and knowing this is how much we are going to spend today. This is how much we are going to spend this week. This is how much we are going to spend this month. And we are articulating it little by little, little by little. That way, we'll be able to give account of whatever we are making in a month. And that way, our cravings will be controlled. Nobody is going to hurt each other. She's bringing her own, I'm bringing my own. Everybody feels okay. Why? Because we know we don't have more than this anywhere. I don't know if anybody is understanding my point. Now, that way, we have been able to create an automatic method for savings. Aside from just the bank, piggy vest, and the rest, we have what we call it's upcoming. Most people are just getting to know about it. But those in the advanced world have already known about the world of cryptocurrency. It helps a lot to build your revolving wealth fund if you know how to do it well. If you know how to do it perfectly well, the world of cryptocurrency is a good aspect to build your revolving wealth fund, not for greed, but for the future. We are going to go to that along the line. Now, the next point is start small and start early. Most people will say, how much am I making in a month that I want to save? While you start fueling today, the habit to start cultivating today, the habit to start cultivating today, you would get used to it over time. If, for instance, you start by saving 5 naira today, you have disciplined yourself. You have decided every day of my life, I will drop 5 naira aside from my savings. That way, you will start getting used to the habits. You would easily remove 5 naira to drop. You are starting small, and you are starting now, which is early. It is never too late to start. I don't know if you understand. It is never too late to start. You are starting small with your 5 naira, for instance. The more you continue, the more you get used to it. And once you are getting used to it, you'll be able to increase your 5 naira from 5 naira to 10 naira, from 10 naira to 15 naira, from 15 naira to 20 naira. And that way you will find out that you have gotten used to the savings aspect of paying yourself. You would no longer be cheating yourself. Those who don't save cheat themselves. And for us who believe in the Bible says it's only a foolish man that eats all of his seed. A farmer doesn't eat the whole of the seed, or else what will you use? What will you use to cultivate the farm again? How would you increase your money? How would you increase your produce if you are eating everything you are getting? I don't know if you're understanding my point. Now, the other part when it comes to how to save consistently is to have a separate account. I'm very sure we've touched all of those. You're having your PiggyVest account, you're having your cryptocurrency account, you're having whatever account it is. You know this is for savings. No matter what is happening, it is there as my savings. You can't come to my bank account and catch money in that account, though. No matter what wants to happen. I have cultivated that as a habit. It works for me, doesn't mean it must work for you. But as long as I know my bank removes charges from me, I'm not going to leave money in my own account that way. I'd rather remove it and keep it somewhere. I know there is no money in the account at all than put money in the account. Bank is removing charges, bills are coming, I'm taking, bills are coming, because you won't see money in your account and you don't want to spend it. So it's better the money is coming in, you are removing it immediately. And that's why I'm giving kudos to my wife for that too. As money is coming in, I'm pushing it out to her. She knows how to lock money. No matter what wants to happen, she will lock it there. You will have to write statements, bank statements, statement of report. This one, police character report. You go and bring medical practitioner report. You will bring everything that states you have the right to touch this money before you can touch it. It works for me that way. If it works for you that way, please try it out. It helps also to build your revolving wealth fund. Now, the next thing again is choose accounts and financial institutions that fits your needs. Choose accounts and financial institutions that fits your needs. What does that mean? Like I said earlier, I made mention of PiggyVest, I made mention of cryptocurrency, I made mention of banks and the rest. As long as it suits your needs, as long as you know this thing I'm doing, this money I'm keeping here is safe and nothing is going to happen to it. It's either it's increasing or it's just there as my savings. It's good. Choose those accounts. Now, spend less on wants. That's another way to save consistently. Save any surplus money that you get. As much money as is coming in. Okay, you know, in a month, this is the estimate I make in a month. No matter what wants to happen, when you have an extra coming in, your estimate should have covered up the needs and the rest you are able to cover up because you do your calculation very well. When you have surplus, instead of just spending the surplus, oh, money has come, I have more money. Instead of just spending it that way, please take it and keep it in your savings. The need for it would arise someday. The money did not come for you to spend it. Like I said earlier, money is a spirit. Money is energy. It is attracted to some things. It is attracted to some principles. You would hear this continuously. If you follow motivational speakers, you follow financial advisors and all of those, I'm very sure you would have heard this over and over and over again. The truth is never hidden. That's why you keep hearing it over and over again. Money answers to principles. So if your money is coming in and you feel money just coming for you to spend it immediately, the need for that money will come. And when the need for the money comes, you would not be able to suit that need. Because when it comes, you might have spent the money before the need arrives. So that's why when you have a surplus, keep it and then watch and see what the need is for. Keeping it means you are saving it somewhere. I think we've said a lot about how to save consistently. So that will not take much of the time we have from now till 8 p.m. for us to round up everything, and we have a lot to touch. Remember, we still have a bonus. Thank you for those who are still staying with us. The bonus is still there. If you have your friend who has left, go and call him. Oh, we have a bonus for people who stay till the end. If you stay to the end and we don't give you the bonus, that means we are at fault. But we are promising you a bonus. Stay till the end. This bonus is worth 205,000 naira, over $500. Wait till the end to see the bonus. Let's continue. How long should it take before savings can be spent? I know that's the question most people have in their mind. You told me to just keep money, keep this money, keep this money, keep this money. Would I keep it forever? What if I die? What if I die today? I'm alive now. Let me better live my life now. There's money. Let me spend now. Oga, calm down. There are ways to eat. There are ways to eat. I know it's hungering you to spend that money, but wait and watch how to spend your money or how to spend your savings. How long it should take for you to spend your savings. When the money has reached the amount or goal. Remember, I made mention of you setting a goal towards your savings. You want to make money work for you. You want to be able to save consistently. Have a goal. Have a plan. For myself, what I do is this. I tell myself every month. Sometimes I don't reach it, but I know even if I don't get to it, like you say, you should do what? You should target the moon. If you want to fall, you fall on the stars. Even if I don't get to it, I know I would at least be very close to it. I will write down and say, I've made $100,000 today. I've made so amount in so period of time. That way, I know this is what my goal is. No matter how bad things are, I'm working towards that. I'm working towards that. And no matter what happens, the money I'm keeping aside would attract. That's the law of attraction. For those who have read the book, The Secrets, you understand the law of attraction and the principles that governs this life we live in. When you have set aside an amount for yourself as a goal, once you have that goal somewhere, you will begin to attract opportunities that will lead you to that. But these opportunities, when they come, you won't be able to take advantage of it if you don't have savings somewhere that would help you fuel the opportunity. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying. If you know you want to make more money, set a goal for yourself, and you will find out that when you have that goal, you begin to attract things that will make you work towards that goal. That is why it's always advisable to write it down. Write down those things you want to achieve. Write down the goals you have for yourself. That way, you will be living a deliberate life. You'll be living a conscious life. And when you are living a conscious life, not just everything that comes your way looks attractive to you. You'll be able to scrutinize it the right way before you take the next step. Now, how long does it take to spend my savings? I've made mention of when the money reaches the goals. The second one is when opportunities present themselves, and not just opportunities. Some things might come and look like an opportunity. Like the other lady said earlier, Ponzi scheme. Ponzi schemes comes out every day in Nigeria. Bring 5,000 naira today and make 50 million naira. You be thief. How you want to do, Amoga? Calm down. How would you see an opportunity telling you to bring just 5,000 naira? Don't do anything. 5,000 naira is giving you 5 million. Yeah, how? Why? Who does things like that? So now, before you can grab any opportunity, before you can jump into opportunity, there's what we call risk management. For those of us who are in the group, I'll be sharing an article on risk management with us. It's going to be for free. I will share that article with every one of us just as a bonus offer. That's not part of what I have for bonus, so I'm going to share it with us later. That's what we call risk management. Before you jump into any opportunity, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've made a whole lot of mistakes, and that's why I feel bad when I see people making the same mistake over and over again. Before you jump into any opportunity, number one, be sure you understand it as much as possible. Number two, be sure of the fact that this money I'm putting into this opportunity is going to give me more money. And no matter what is going to happen, I can withdraw at least the capital from that opportunity. I've made a lot of mistakes, even till recent days. I'm still telling you this. You don't outgrow mistakes, but you learn from your mistakes. It's only a fool that makes the mistake over and over and over and over again without picking lessons from it. When opportunities comes your way, scrutinize it and be sure before you touch your savings to put it inside there. Once you are sure that this money I'm putting in there is going to come out times 2, and even if it's not coming out times 2, my capital is still secured. I can still withdraw the money. It's good to jump into such opportunities. The next is what? During emergencies. Like I said earlier, We don't control the situations that comes our way sometimes. Though at some point there might be reasons to whatever situations that we face, but there are emergencies that come up. There are things we can't just control. It could be your loved one, it could be your friend, it could be yourself. So when you have savings, before you can touch the savings, you must be sure that this is going to do what? To take care of an emergency. If it is not for that reason, please leave your savings. Emergency does not mean urgent 2K. Oh. Emergency is not, please, can I get 2K from you? That is not an emergency. Oh. Let them call you bad. Tomorrow, the same person that called you bad will come and tell you, guy, thank you so much. Urgent 2K, yes, Olami, the urgent 2K is not emergency. Oh. When they're asking you, this is one thing you should notice. By the time you've done your 50, 30, 20 principle, if you are to help at all, it should be from your 30%. 30% covers what? It covers your wants. If your want is enough for you to give out, feel free to give, because you know you've paid yourself 20%, your savings, you've paid yourself already. 50% your needs, you're taking care of that aspect. 30% is just spare cash for your wants, whatever it is. So if it is enough for you to give out, be the good guy, give. But if it is not enough and you have 20, your savings somewhere, 50, your needs somewhere, you don't have money. No matter how many people who beg you, they are crying, falling. That's why the rich people, it's hard for them to give out money. Why? Most people will be asked questions like, most people will be asked questions like, someone like Jeff Bezos, I've been asked that question before. Someone like Jeff Bezos, he has $200 billion, according to whatever they told us, according to the record. If they're telling us $200 billion, it means he has more than that, but just what he wants us to know about. Now, you're having 200 billion and the world population is not up to the amount of money you have. Why can't you just share 1 billion to everybody? Oga, he cannot share it. Why? Because he knows how to manage his money. If he shares it, if he was to share that money, the money will not come to him. Most of these people, they know the law of giving and receiving. It is part of the principles of growing your wealth. You need to give, but you can't give what you don't have. That is just it. You can't give what you do not have. So these guys who have the money surplus, they know the law of giving. That's why they have foundations, charity organizations. They go there and they give. They don't just give anyhow. They don't just give to anybody who comes and tells them I want, and they give for the sake of giving. No, they have done their calculations and they know, this is how much it is I can release for charity from my wants. That's my miscellaneous, my 30%. It's free, give it out. From your 30%, I'm sorry to say this, but it is very, very true. It is very, very true in the principle of money. Your tithing, it is necessary for you to tithe. Very, very necessary. If you are tithing, you are removing 10% from your money. Yes, people teach us to tithe in church, but according to the Bible also, for those who read the Bible, giving to those in need, not your friend calling you for urgent 2K. People you know cannot afford it. Children in the orphanage homes and all of those things can still be considered as tithing. So if you have that aspect, 10% of every profit is for tithe. You have that aspect and you are dedicating that one to giving to charity, giving to the church and all of those things. It is enough giving for you. It will definitely give you the returns. The law of giving and receiving. It will give you the returns. But like I said earlier, if your 30% that's for your want is enough for you to do Father Christmas, please do. I'm not saying you should not do Father Christmas if that's what you want to do. But be sure that your Father Christmas is not going to enter 20. That's where I will have problem with you. If it enters your 20% for savings, wahala. If it enters your 50% for needs, double wahala. So be sure that it's only that 30% that is going out for what? For your giving. Now, the next one is what? Do not spend your savings on wants or on budgeted things. Do not spend your savings on wants or things you do not budget for. No matter how difficult things are becoming, if it is not an emergency, a matter of life or death, if it is not an opportunity that is giving you more money, there is nothing else that is going to, apart from emergency opportunities, aside from your goal, because you have a goal, you've not met that goal. If emergency comes before your goal, you can touch from it because you want to feel it's someone that is alive that makes more money. So you are going to take care of the life. Do you understand? That's the emergency. Now, the next one is what? Opportunities. Because if you have done your due diligence, remember, you are very sure of this opportunity. If I should go into this opportunity, it's going to give me more money. You can take from your savings. I'm not saying you take 100% of your savings. If you are sure 100% can give you more money, it's left to you based on your own analysis. But you can take from your savings to fuel a channel that's giving you more money for you to at least get to your goal faster. Do you understand? But aside from these two options, spending your savings on wants, you are hungry, you want ice cream. Because of ice cream, you go and touch your savings. You are entering ice trouble. Oh. Instead of ice cream, you are going to hit the iceberg, and that will be very, very soon. Because by the time you touch that savings, automatically the need for that money will rise. And that is life for you. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that when I don't have money, it's very hard for me to see people coming to ask me, please, I need so thing, I need so that, I need this one, I need that one. It's very, very difficult. But once alert enters, it looks as if it's a spirit. You start receiving calls. Hello, sir. Can you remember so money you were owing me so time? Something you've forgotten. Because alert just entered. Once the money is available, the need for that money to go will come. But when you understand the principles of how to manage this money, you will control those needs. And you are giving your subconscious mind an information to hinder opportunities or hinder challenges that will take money out from you. When you have given your subconscious mind that mentality, you find out that you'll be able to control the money you are making continuously. Now, the final thing before we move into the question and answer session is, it is advisable to spend your savings once you've exceeded your goal. Take, for instance, your goal is to make at least $10,000, for instance, in the space of 1 month. And within 2-3 weeks, you've made $15,000. My brother, feel free. If you can take from the extra 5 on it for your wants, you are rewarding yourself because you really did a great job. For you to reach your goal, no, you deserve champagne. Go and spoil yourself. Take from it. But if you want to spoil yourself and you touch the 10,000, you know that is a huge problem again. The 10,000 is for your goal. Now that goal should be tied down to something you want to achieve. Do you understand? So if you're having an extra on your goal, it's either you decide to keep saving it or you can take from it to fuel your wants. It's not a problem. With that being said, I think we can move to the next aspect, which is the question and answer session. Remember what we spoke about is what the 50-30-20 rule. We spoke about the benefits of savings. We spoke about how to save consistently. And we finally spoke about how long it should take before we can spend our savings. That actually is how to spend your savings. With that being said, let's jump into the question and answer session. Feel free to ask your questions as much as possible. Ms. Olamide is still in the building. Are there questions in the chat box? If there are questions, kindly take note of them and let's trash that before we go to the next part. Our time is fast spent.
Let's start with Delia. Delia, any question?
I can barely hear you.
Delia, Delia, do you have any question, anything that has been worrying you about money?
No, I don't have any questions.
All right. Delia does not have any questions. Who else? Oh, that's great. All right, since we don't have, I'm not sure people are having much questions. We have Achuba Fidelia, we have Adeshola Debusi, Chikwe Collins, Feromi Baba Femi, Kindness Lachi, Oluwatobi Akindele, and as much persons that are in the other group. Do we have questions? Can you check the WhatsApp chat? Are there questions on the WhatsApp? Maybe for those who are in the other session. Olamide, are there questions on WhatsApp?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. John Uduma.
All right, who is speaking?
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself? Let's know who is talking.
Yeah, my name is Oluwatobi Akindele. I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Toby, thank you for joining us. Oh, that's MC Tobesti. Nice to have you in here, sir.
To see, okay. Oh, sorry.
Hello, sir. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, nice to have you here. MC Tobesti, right?
Yeah, thank you. MC Tobesti
Yeah,
from
nice to have
Lagos,
you, sir.
Nigeria. I'm calling from. Yeah, thank you so much. I must commend your excellence delivery. It has been an amazing session, I must confess. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
sir.
this eye-opening lecture. It has really added value to me. I have my books here, my book, everything. I've been
Wow.
jotting important
Wow.
points. I can, in fact, you are a doyen, sir. You are a master when it comes to doing, talking about finance. I pray for more grace, more wisdom for you in Jesus' name. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir.
For what advice would you give someone who is currently in debt, who has a lot of debts to pay, who has a lot of debt to settle, and is willing to, get back and start saving, just like all the principles you have given here? But the person has a certain amount of money that is quite exorbitant to pay. So what advice can you give to such person to start and become a self-sufficient person financially?
All right, amazing. Thank you so much for that question. In fact, I love your question. Why? Because you're actually asking a personal question. You're asking a personal question in the sense that I feel that also you have a lot of debts, a lot of debts. Let's take, for instance, the top guys you know today, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Dangote, and the rest. Have you ever heard their story where they said they were out of debt completely? We heard of someone, I think it was, what's the name of this guy? I'm trying to remember his name. What do you call it? This, I'm trying to remember his name. He's one of the popular guys who just got out of debt of about $65 billion or thereabouts. There is something that happens in life. For you to move from point A to point B, you need funds. And sometimes the funds will not be available. You will definitely enter debt. I don't know if you understand. But now, what controls that debt? Like I said earlier, I'm not saying you will get out of debt completely, but you can limit your debt. If you are in debt and you are making more money, let me use myself as an example. Remember, I said I love using myself as an example. There was a time, that was in 2020, just last year. 2020 was when we had this coronavirus crisis. I render services for people who want to travel to Canada and all of those things. I got myself in a Canada travel package and got a lot of people who paid me over 2 million naira. Now, COVID came, the whole process came to a halt. Do you understand? And it got to the point where the process was cancelled. It is their right because it was in the contract we had. If it was never written down in the agreement, that was my mistake. It was written in the agreement that if it doesn't happen, we are going to refund you. But because it was written there, I have to keep to my word as a company. And I know removing 2 million, over 2 million from my business now to pay back debt is going to put me down. In fact, I was trying to control the fact that if people were threatening me, they will arrest me, they will do this, they will do this, they will do that. I was removing, I'll pay 100 today, I'll pay 1 million tomorrow, I'll pay this. I was just removing money and sending. What now happened was, instead of me taking care of my personal finances, taking care of my family, and ensuring that I don't touch from my own personal payments, I'm trying to control the emotions of others. You can't control other people's emotions. I had to forcefully make myself inculcate the habit of being strict about my expenses. No matter how many times you want to disturb me in a day, you cannot kill me. The only solution to your problem is what? Your payment, right? Even if you call the police, we'll have an agreement. We are all human beings. Do you understand? So no matter how hard it is, don't cultivate that habit of allowing your emotions to just make you pay off debt and put yourself in debt. Paying off the debt to others, paying off the debt for others is feeding their own emotional grudges, emotional hunger. Do you understand? And at the end, you'll be owing yourself. Is it better for you to owe yourself and sort out someone else than for you to pay yourself and have more than enough to sort others out? What do I mean? If, for instance, the money I used to save those people, save them the stress of disturbing me, I could not even finish paying them immediately, but I now ran low. I became broke because I was trying to pay people. I sent the money to them. I'm not sure they used that money to start Canada process somewhere else. No, they spent the money anyhow they wanted to spend it. Do you understand? If I had left that money and used it for an opportunity that will multiply money, don't you think I will have enough in my account to pay these people back and still continue to fuel. So if you are sure that the money you have is not enough to pay off your debt and still give you more than enough, please don't look at debt payment yet. If you want to pay debt, there are ways to it. If you have the money, it's not good to owe. If you have the money, it's not good to hold someone's money without paying back. But if you know you don't have the money, we are all humans. Enter an agreement with this person. Please, so I don't have the money, so time. This is how much I can afford now. Now, that money you can afford, it should come from your wants. That's where the sacrifice comes in. Your wants are your grudges. Trying to sort your crave. You're trying your cravings rather. Trying to suit your cravings. You want to feed yourself. You want to give yourself ice cream. You want to take yourself out. Sacrifice that want and use it to sort that debt. If your want is enough for the debt, but do not go to your savings. Do not go to your needs. Do not go to your capital to sort out debts. Your debts are there to help you move from point A to point B. That is why people go to collect loan. Loan is a debt, but that loan is for you to be able to do what? To fuel your business, to give you more money. So those who understand the idea behind loan is what? They are collecting it to make more money. And when I make more money, I'll pay you back and still have more than enough. So this debt you are in now, if you don't have more than your debt, don't fuel the debt yet. Make sure you have more than enough to remove the debt and pay. And then what now happens next? You are still funding yourself. That way you are building a revolving wealth fund. Revolving means it keeps coming over and over again. That's a steady source of income. I don't know if you understand my point. Did that answer your question at all, sir?
Yeah, you did it. In fact, I need to clap for you. You did it. Amazing.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
And the fact that I hate owing people, honestly speaking, I hate owing people. I don't like to be in debt. So
nobody likes it actually. Nobody does.
My mindset is that whenever I have money, I'm owing people, I prefer to pay up and have nothing with me than owing people and I have, even if it is little cash out of the debt. So, but with the illustration you have given me and the principles now, I think I now get more clarity on how to settle my debts without, affecting myself and also having a revolving fund. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. Someone said something in the comment section from Adeshola Adewusi. She said, I was once kind, learned it in the hard way. If I don't have enough money, no money to give you. Adeshola, let me give you a disclaimer notice. You never stopped being kind. You are still very, very kind. But this time around, you are a wiser, kinder person. Wahala. You are wisely kind. I don't know if you understand that point. You are wisely kind this time around because you are doing them a favor and doing yourself a favor also. If you feel you have more than enough and you're giving out, the enough will reduce. And when it reduces, those people will not be there again. They will not be there to help you out. The same people you gave money will be the same person to tell you, God, why you waste your money? You will hear that over and over again. You give them money, now them enjoy your money, and they'll be able to tell you, why did you waste your money? Did I beg you? Those things come on. So when you understand those principles, you might have people who will not be your friends. In fact, what is friendship? Friendship are those people who are going to move you from point A to point B and not from point A backward. No, they don't move you from 1 to 0. They move you from 1 to 2 and they multiply for you. So if you are seeing somebody who is keeping grudges with you because you did not help him, you did not give him money when you did not have, my brother, it is a blessing for you. That is not your friend. Your friend is not going to come to you and become a problem for you financially. No. Your friend is somebody who is going to help you rub your back while you rub his or her own back. So do you understand? That is just the point. All right. I think, do we have any other questions? We have a lot of things to still touch before we round up for today. Do we have any other questions? Mr. Oluwatobi Akindele, thank you so much for that question. I really do appreciate that. Any other questions? Before we continue? If there are no questions, please let me see continue in the chat box. Continue in the chat box, please. All right, good. Thank you. Continue, sir. All right, someone talking?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to add to what you said, sir. About
all right.
the
Thank
fact
you so
that
much. Who is talking? Please introduce yourself once again. Let me remember your name.
Feromi.
All right, Feromi. Can you open your video?
Yes. There's no lights, sir. You won't be able to see me.
No problem. Let's just continue.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you. Continue.
Okay, I should continue. Yeah, yes. I just wanted to add to what you said about the debt and debt payment. So I
Okay.
actually had an experience like that last year. Last year, so I was scammed last year. At this
Okay.
Ponzi scheme. So they claim to be a forex company. So, but I didn't usually do things like that. But because I had a friend that actually introduced me to it, and it was our brother that was actually running it. They said it was a forex investment, so stuff like that. So, and they promised like 20% per week. So, and it was not that high to me like that. So, but in the end, I lost my phones like almost 100K last year. So, but thank God I had some what's the name, money left in my crypto accounts because I don't spend. I know the rule that you don't invest more than what you can lose. So at least I was still having like 20 something thousand in my account. So, but in the end, I had to just look for, because out of that 100,000 I lost, some of it was borrowed money. So now I had to pay people, and I was also running at a loss. So, but I was so happy that I was still able to um get that money out of my account, my crypto account. I need to start another business before I can easily raise the money. So I just even got out of debt early this year. So,
Wow.
and yeah, so but what I just wanted to say is that even while paying the debt, if you notice that even Bitcoin was the value tripled. So assuming I had waited a little bit before paying debt, because when
You
I
have
paid it,
made
I didn't even have
more.
any. Yes, I didn't even have anything again. Like everything was blank. So, but I'm just like the other guy that doesn't like to have debt on neck. So I just paid everything once, and I have to start from scratch again. But well,
That's
now I'm
that's an
better.
amazing account, Mr. Feromi. That's an amazing account. A lot of us have similar situations. Is someone talking in the background there?
Oh,
Sorry, kindly
home is here.
kindly
Okay.
mute your mic, Mr. Feromi. Thank you so much for that aspect. Um, Majority of Nigerians, it's painful, but it's just the bitter truth. Most Nigerians keep having these Ponzi schemes, scam, and all of those things. It comes up. I myself, this time I lost close to 2 million and the rest in all of these stuff. Thinking is if they'll come with forex investment, this and that. That's why I made mention of doing your due diligence before you jump into any opportunity. It's part of the experiences. Don't shoot yourself. Be good with yourself. Take it easy. There's no crime in making mistakes. In fact, there's no success without failure. But the big part is when you fall, you still staying on the floor. It's a good thing you were able to get out of your debt. It's a good thing you notice that if you had waited a little longer without just paying off debt, you would have gotten back the returns. Yours was 100,000. There are people who have debt close to millions and all of those, but it's still the same principle that applies to every amount. It's still the same thing, the same particular experience you have with 100,000. It's just that same thing, but in an advanced level that happens to the depth of 1 million. But when you understand how to control all of this, to manage all of this, you'll be able to do what? To get out of it without a lot of stress. So I think in the absence of more questions, we are 30 minutes away from the end of the sessions for today. We definitely will still have more sessions like this. If you notice, the participation today was not all that much. It's amazing. That was here on Zoom. There are series of people who are at the background, who are listening from the background and all of those. It's amazing also. But we know the more we continue doing this, Nigerians needs to hear this. Nigerians needs to see reasons why they should control the way they spend their money. I'm using Nigerians because we are all Nigerians. See, the economy is bad, but in the same bad economy, people are making millions and people keep growing and growing. Let me use the account of somebody we might know, we might not know him. If you've heard of Sujimoto before, Sujimoto is a young man. He just clocked 40 last 2 weeks Thursday. Sujimoto, as we are seeing him today, even in recession, is making millions and millions. They built one of the biggest construction companies in the whole of Africa, and now they have started their goal of they placed their goal for the past 5 years, and now they have started achieving this goal of building one of the tallest buildings in Dubai as an African, the first African to build a tall building in Dubai. Now, if this guy had not been able to be articulate with his money, his income, and all of these things, I'm not sure he will get to where he is today. It doesn't happen by magic. If you are not conscious, if you are not consciously taking account of the money you are making. If you are not following little by little, little drops of water make what? A mighty ocean. The little by little by little by little ideas you have of this money and you implementing it is what makes you get the results you are looking out for. It's not just about coming for sessions like this and Disney. No. The next thing now is to practicalize what you've heard. It's easy to hear, but it's hard to do. Do you understand? The more you practicalize it, that's how you begin to get to that level. I don't have much time because I have a lot of things I do. There was a time I even got distracted, a lot of distractions. But I had to squeeze out time to go and learn more about cryptocurrency. Why are people doing this thing before I even put money into it? And immediately I was able to put money in some of these cryptocurrencies. It began to multiply. Instead of just going down, it was going up. Why? Because I did my due diligence. I don't know if you understand. Now, for those of us who were unable to follow up with the session till the end, or those of us who were not able to join, there will be recordings. For this first one, we are going to release the recordings for free. I'm going to do that. We're not going to pay for it. But in subsequent meetings, we might be paying for the recording. But for this one, when we are done with the meeting and the rest, we are going to release the recordings to everyone as much as we can. If not directly on the link, we might send it to you guys on YouTube. We'll put it on YouTube and send you the link on YouTube. We will have the recording for this, so you can listen to it over and over again. All right, good. Now, we are going straight to the part where I said we'll be having bonuses. So if you were here with us from the beginning till now, welcome to the bonus part. I can see Madam Kindness is saying her battery is low, this and that. Hey, sorry, your battery shall want to just put you in trouble. You would have gotten advantage of this bonus, but no problems, no problems. You will have the recording. By then, if you want to take advantage of the bonus, the admin of the group is always available there to listen to you. So if you want me to open the bonus offer, kindly write in the chat box, bonus, bonus, bonus. Just write it there. Let me see it. If I don't see bonus up to at least we are 8 in this room. If I don't see up to 5 bonus, I'm not going to open the bonus. I've seen 2 from one person. That's 2 because one person told me 2 bonuses. I want to get 5 from 5 people. All right. Bonus, bonus, bonus. 3 bonus from Feromi, 2 bonus from Adeshola. All right, let us see. Okay, Olamide has given us 1 bonus. Oh, she has given us 2 bonus. You people are smart. That's good. Let us go into it. You've tried. Question and answers are over. We are going straight to the bonus now. Bonus number 1. How many of us have heard about Binance before? Binance. How many of us knows about Binance? If you do, please write in the chat box, I do. Binance. Good. Arishola knows what Binance is. Now, we might not all know. All right, Feromi is raising his hand. I think he knows about it. Good. We might not have a Binance account, but we might have different cryptocurrency accounts. One thing that's good with Binance is that globally, Binance is actually seen as one of the, after blockchain, Binance is seen as one of the most secured cryptocurrency platforms where you can keep trading your money and making it back little by little, and that way you are hitting a target. There was within the space of 2 weeks, I guess, I started with about $200. Today, in my Binance account, I have over $500. Why? Because the system has a way of multiplying your money. That is a good way to save in cryptocurrency. Aside from the rise and fall of crypto, Binance has a way for you. If you can see what I wrote, I said free Binance account creation and sports trading basics. If you are trading sports little by little, you will know what we call altcoins. All those altcoins gives you the opportunity to make more money faster than just the rise alone and the fall. So instead of you waiting for cryptocurrency to rise up or fall, Binance has given you a signal for you to just tap into. Do you understand? Now, to get this training as much as you can, normally you can check it anywhere. It's $250 to get the training of Binance. If you don't know anything about Binance, when you have a Binance account, you get confused. If you know Binance very well, you will agree with me that their site, the interface alone is very, very confusing. So they have training, step-by-step trainings on how to understand this thing. And that training is about $250. But for the sake of this training, for the sake of this session alone, I'm going to do it for free to whoever was in this particular meeting, not in the recording. Whoever was in this particular meeting that reaches out to me, in the recording, we might have a second bonus. We might have a special bonus for whoever it is. But if you are here and you reach out to me, I will guide you little by little. You can actually use the link that I'm showing there. You can copy it down or something, or maybe you just chat the admin in the group. You get the link and create a Binance account. Then I'll guide you on how to do the spot trading. Do you understand? Now I'm going to open it to the next bonus. This bonus number 1, I think that sounds very good. It helps you to keep the money, to save your money, and get a revolving wealth fund. Like Feromi said, I think if I'm getting his name right, if he had known, he would have not removed the money he had in cryptocurrency because it increased. Imagine somebody who had about 10 Bitcoin in 2005 when Bitcoin was still less than $100. You were able to buy up to 10. Today, Bitcoin is about $61,000 and it is known globally. So 10 times 61,000, do the math and see how much that person will be having in Naira today. So starting now is not a crime. It's not a crime at all. The crime is when you see the opportunity and you don't take advantage of it. Right, so that's all for Binance. The next now I'll give room to Olamide to explain what that aspect is all about. It's based on international payment and all of those things. So you having the opportunity to get money paid into your account, your Nigerian account, all the way from the US, now gives you the opportunity to channel your business to any part in the world. So Madam Olamide, you can unmute yourself and explain more about the bonus too. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So as you begin to have more money, you begin to make.
Your voice is low. Your voice is low. If you are using headset, kindly remove it. Your voice is very low.
As you begin to make more money, you have to make foreign transactions. You have to pay people in other countries. You can't deal with Nigerian bank accounts alone. So you need a PayPal account. Now, Nigerians were banned from creating PayPal accounts some years ago. So you have to pay someone who knows how to open an account for you. And people charge 25,000. People also charge 50,000. Use of this offer, you get a PayPal account for free. And when you get your own PayPal account, you don't have to pay 25,000, and you also create for other people and charge them. I think Adeshola knows the PayPal account too. She can testify to that too.
Sorry, you are muted again, Olamide. Kindly unmute yourself. You can't hear you. You are muted.
Okay, so I said I'll create PayPal account for people who make good use of this bonus. I'll create PayPal accounts for them for free.
All right, that's amazing. That's another offer, a huge bonus offer from Olamide. She's an expert in PayPal account creation, and she's offering. Normally, PayPal account is created with about 50 to 25,000 naira, $50 or 25,000 naira and above. I actually have someone who charged 50,000 for PayPal account alone, but she's offering to create it for free just for people in this meeting. No, she's creating it for free. You can do it yourself, but the challenge with it is that if you don't know how to do it, you will not be able to get payments in Nigerian accounts. That's just the restriction for Nigerians. But there are ways around it, and that's what she knows. That's why they charge people to create it for them. Aside from that, if it's something you can do yourself without issues, you can just go online and open a PayPal account. It's simple. But because you are in Nigeria, it's just the challenge. You will not get your money in your bank account. But Olamide knows how to professionally open it for you, strictly for your business. And what happens next? Whatever payment they make would reflect in your bank account. Do you understand? Okay, she even said Adeshola has an account already. You can imagine, so she can testify to all of those. So now, if you are getting something like this, say someone like what's his name, Oluwatobi, who asked questions the other time. I don't know if he's still here. Someone like him as an MC, he could actually get opportunities, offers here and there worldwide. But the challenge might be payment method. And most of the people prefer PayPal to any other payment method, apart from those who want to pay in cryptocurrency and all of those. So if you are paying through PayPal and you have a PayPal account, it has given you an edge ahead of every other person who doesn't have that. Now, the final bonus, this is an amazing bonus. This bonus comes with, we mentioned about savings and the rest. It's one thing for you to know how to save. It's another thing for you to have the money to save. Because most people, you will tell me, I should save money. Which money do you want me to save? Did you give me money to save? So it is good for you to have the money to save. Do you understand? And then know how to save it. So this next bonus now is going to give you a huge offer that will explain opportunities you can take advantage of, different systems for you to generate money for yourself. Do you understand? You are going to get a whole lot of offers, opportunities embedded in just one material, guiding you on how to, guiding you on how to make this money and then be able to save it accordingly. Now, this is actually a book I wrote myself. This is a book I wrote myself. I call it a massive offer, Where the Money Is. If you should get this book in your custody, wahala, you would have access to a whole lot of information on how to make more money for yourself, how to make this money work for you. I don't know if you understand. She said I should share testimonies, boss. I don't really have access. Olamide, you've benefited from this. Kindly share testimony with them so that they will understand what we are saying. The other testimony aspect, I don't really have access to it on my system now. Olamide, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. My own is even smaller. I want to talk about that lady that got defrauded before. She was able to recover all the money back. I want to look.
Sorry, I didn't get that clearly.
The lady who got defrauded, but after reading your book, she was able to get all her money back.
Wow, your voice is actually very low. Very. I don't know if it's from my end here, or is anybody hearing her clearly?
I'm talking about the lady who got defrauded, the lady that got scammed. Then she said after reading your book, she was able to get all her money.
Oh, exactly. That's precious. She was unable to join the meeting tonight. She would have explained the experience she had with all of those. It's similar to what most of us have said. But that notwithstanding, we have a lot. Okay, maybe we'll share the testimonies on the group so they'll see it for themselves too on the WhatsApp group. But the beauty of it is that this book is actually an ebook copy. We are having a print copy very soon, and we have the audio version of the book. Imagine how amazing it is. So in case you say you don't have time to sit down and be reading, you could get the audio version, you could get the ebook, you could get the hard copy. For now, we have ebook and audio. The hard copy is on the way. Do you understand? This book normally, just for ebook alone, is sold at 5,000 naira normally. But for the sake of just this seminar, and now there is a timeline to it, for only persons who take advantage of it between now and 12 p.m. on Monday morning, on 12 p.m. on Monday afternoon. Those who take advantage of it between now and 12 p.m., Olamide will share the link on the group. If you should get this book now, you are buying it for 2,500 naira. That's 50% off completely between now and Monday. It's better you take the opportunity now, it lasts. Because once it's over, people are buying it at 5,000. That one is no doubt. People keep buying it at 5,000. I wish I could share a proof of it. Payment that was made of recent. People are still buying it of 5,000 naira. Do you understand? But if you are taking advantage of it just for this meeting, I wish more people joined the meeting so that they will get advantage. They will take advantage of this also. You could get it for just ordinary 2,500 naira and get access to a lot of opportunities. And with this, I think we have done justice. We are just 15 minutes away from the time. I think we have done a lot of justice now with our session for today. Do we still have more questions? Can I stop sharing the screen? All right. If you have more questions, any comment, anything at all, let's just indicate before we end the meeting for today. All right. Olamide says she must learn crypto. That's amazing. We are available for you. So if you have any contribution, just kindly unmute yourself, probably a thank you or something before we end it today. Adeshola Dewusi, kindly unmute yourself. I want to hear from you before we end today.
Okay, sir. Thanks so much, sir, for this opportunity. I actually learned how to manage my money better, by saving, what to do in terms of allocating my money in each area. So thanks so much, sir. God bless you, sir.
Amen. You're welcome. Oluwatobi said, could you please tell us more about Binance trading? Because of our time, we might not go into the whole details here. That's why I offered to do it for free. So you can chat me up. Normally I charge for it, like I said. Chat me up privately. I think you should have my number. Chat me up. I'll guide you on how to go about it. You just chat me up. I'll guide you on how to go about it. Do you understand? Is that clear, Mr. Oluwatobi? Kindly unmute yourself. Let me hear you. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's clear, sir.
All right, good. All right, good. Any other question before we end it for today? Chikwe Collins, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. You're actually on transit and you stayed to the end. Wow, I owe you a bottle of Coke in future. Can you unmute Collins? Are you there? Mr. Chikwe Collins, all right. Feromi Baba Femi, thank you so much for your contributions also. You really did a great job. You really did well. And we are so grateful. All right, in the absence of any other thing, I think we should put an end to the meeting for today. We'll get the link latest by Tuesday. We'll get the link to the recording to be sent to the group. Thank you so very much for staying with us till this time, and we hope to see you in subsequent times. We should be having this once every month, if not twice. We'll be having more sessions like this. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely evening to yourself. Good night, everyone.